D-Quick. So smooth. We just gonna talk about God a little bit. Yeah.
Who would have thought at the age of 22 I would be devoted and dedicated to you, addicted to your mercy and undeniable truth. Grace without reproof, Lord, I like the way you move. Like a kid chilling in the candy store. Daddy, I want more, the blessings you have in store. And your grace and your mercy, so cool, it's all that I need. And better is one day in your crib, the love that you give, the life I want to live. Better than what the world has to offer, chilling with the Father, make 'em up harder. Captivated by the things that you do, like make the sky blue. Creation gives praise to you, the wind and the waves feel groove. Lord, you're so smooth.
You're so smooth, don't nobody got a swagger like you.
Yeah,
know me like you do.
You do.
In your presence all I say is ooh.
All I say is ooh.
You're so smooth, some like to call it magic. Lord, I just get ecstatic at what you do. Lord, you're so smooth.
Now things move at the word you say. Talk to the wind and the waves, they obey. Who could forget that you walked on the sea? Man, I panicked, no, not me. Fed 5,000 with 2 fishes and some bread. You called out to Lazarus, he raised from the dead. You could have let all that power go to your head, but you chose to walk as a servant instead. That brings me to the best part, because what you did takes more than a big heart. Lord, that you love me enough to die for me. You let them mock you and died on Calvary for my sin crucified. Jesus, that's why you're so fly. That's not the end, rose again. I could be saved, call me friend.
You're so smooth, don't nobody got a swagger like you. I know me like you do. In your presence all I say is ooh. You're so smooth, some like to call it magic. Lord, I just get ecstatic at what you do. Lord, you're so smooth, so smooth. Don't nobody got a swagger like you. I know me like you do. In your presence all I say is ooh. You're so smooth, some like to call it magic. Lord, I just get ecstatic at what you do. Lord, you're so smooth.
Depths the earth are in his hand, and the mountain peaks are his. The sea is his, he made it. His hand forms the dry land. Yeah, God is the man. Yeah, he's the coolest. Dude, you don't love him? Man, that's just foolish. Got the world spinning like a ball in his hand. Heavens and the earth chilling at his command. Lord, I just marvel. Yeah, like the comics, superhuman. You're atomic. You save me in the winter, you save me in the summer. My God is like Batman. You keep blessing and blessing God even though I don't deserve it. Heaven and earth be screaming and all creation hurting. We all know that you the greatest, no matter how you word it. Michael Jackson, a smooth criminal. Father God, you perfect. And Jesus Christ, he's the winner. No matter what position that you play, he's the sinner, the champion. Recognize and you'll see the truth is Jesus Christ, how smooth the truth is.
So smooth,
yeah.
Nobody got a swagger like you. I know me like you do.
Come on.
In your presence all I say is ooh.
I say, Lord,
you're so smooth. Some like to call it magic.
It ain't magic.
Lord, I just get ecstatic at what you do. Lord, you're so smooth.
Smooth. Come on. Yeah. Cause he's so smooth. Yeah. That's my God. Yeah. D-Quick. So smooth. We just gonna talk about God a little bit. Yeah. Who would have thought at the age of 22 I would be devoted and dedicated to you, addicted to your mercy and undeniable truth. Grace without reproof, Lord, I like the way you move. Like a kid chilling in the candy store. Daddy, I want more, the blessings you have in store. And your grace and your mercy, so cool, it's all that I need. And better is one day in your crib, the love that you give, the life I want to live. better than what the world has to offer. Chilling with the Father, maker my potter. Captivated by the things that you do, like make the sky blue. Creation gives praise to you. The wind and the waves feel groove. Lord, you're so smooth.
You're so smooth. Don't nobody got a swagger like you.
Yeah.
I know me like you do.
You do.
In your presence, all I say is ooh.
All I say is ooh.
You're so smooth. Some like to call it magic. Lord, I just get ecstatic at what you do. Lord, you're so smooth.
Now things move at the word you say. Talk through the wind and the waves they obey. Who could forget that you walked on the sea? Man, I panicked, no, not me. Fed 5,000 with 2 fishes and some bread. You called out to Lazarus, he raised from the dead. You could have let all that power go to your head, but you chose to walk as a servant instead. That brings me to the best part, because what you did takes more than a big heart. Lord, that you love me enough to die for me. You let them mock you and died on Calvary for my sin crucified. Jesus, that's why you're so fly. That's not the end, rose again. I could be saved, call me friend.
You're so smooth. Don't nobody got a swagger like you. I know me like you do. In your presence, all I say is ooh. You're so smooth. Some like to call it magic. Lord, I just get ecstatic at what you do. Lord, you're so smooth, so smooth. Don't nobody got a swagger like you. I know me like you do.
All right, 108 Praise Radio. We are here, the Master Relationship Mechanic Show. We are about having our best relationship with God, ourselves, then others. We have the wonderful opportunity. Y'all know how I like the lyrical message. We have a wonderful opportunity of having the artist who created the music, who sings the music, to really give us that lyrical message and behind the scenes of how it was birthed, what the words mean, and what is important about this ministry to him. So we're running a little behind, but we're going to start off tonight talking about what this theme for the month is. You know, of course, it's Mother's Day. It's talking about birthing. But what I want to talk about tonight is the seed in us, what we carry around. So what we carry around is really important because that's what we end up birthing. So if we carry a lot of junk around, that's what we end up birthing. So tonight, our artist, James Smoot Jr., it's 2 songs we're listening to, but he has a plethora of music that is out there that you all are going to go and support after this goes offline. SoundCloud, y'all, he has lots of music out there, great songs. And I know everybody has a different genre, different mix that they like to listen to, but you need to understand it's not about the beat, it's about the words. It's about the message from the messenger that God has set before us to hear the words that that person is doing. So be careful that you miss out on God's blessing because you don't understand the messenger. So tonight we just picked two songs. It was hard to find 2 songs, but one song is Me Neither. The other song is Process. And what I thought about that as about the seeds and the birthing and the trials that we have to go through as mothers. And when I say that, praise God to the men who are birthing things in our lives and carrying things for us. So I don't want to make this sound like this is a woman show because we got a man next to us who God birthed this music out of. So birthing is not just for women. It's all about just seeds. And it took me to the scripture, Genesis 1:12. So if you all don't mind, if we start off with a little foundational word before we jump into a little lyrics, I always not like for us to be about the word so we can work the word and walk with the word. So Genesis 1:12, and it says, and the earth brought forth grass and herb yielding seed after its kind, and the tree yielding fruit whose seed was itself after his kind. And God said it was good. But the key thing was after his kind. After his kind is what is implemented in there. So whatever we are, it's what we duplicate and what we multiply. So if God is not in us and God is not the seed that we're carrying, that is what we're multiplying. So we got to be careful. Are we multiplying something that is not of God? And tonight, after we listen to the lyrical message, this is an awesome woman who is on the line. She is going to be talking about unpacking that invisible baggage. A lot of us carrying things around that's not God-like, and we are oblivious to it because we've been carrying that junk around so long, but we turn around and we are continually multiplying and continually dragging it, continually rebirthing it, duplicating it to other people, and we wonder why we are strangling good relationships out of our lives. because of this invisible baggage. So we're going to reveal some invisible baggage tonight to some people so that they can have their best relationships, not just with themselves, but with God and others as well. That's what we're here. So we're going to hear the song Me Neither first. Me Neither, Me Neither. Y'all know it's a little country up in here, so whoever y'all want to roll with, and y'all know I can get real country dialect in Georgia with that. Neither. So Me Neither is the first song we're going to listen to, and then we're going to jump in talking to the artist and talk to him about the songs and how he came up with those lyrics, what drove him to become into this industry. So that's fabulous. So let's take a little listen. We'll listen to our lyrical message tonight, and then we'll unpack our invisible baggage.
Yeah. Hallelujah. When two or three together, Lord, we know you in the midst. 2 or 3 together, Lord, we know you in the midst. Look at us getting better, it's so clever what you fix. Look at us getting better, it's so clever what you fix. I love when we together, brethren, get to fellowship. When we together, brethren, get to fellowship. I bet that y'all can tell us it would be like this. I bet that y'all can tell us. Did you know? Me neither, me neither. Me neither, me neither, me neither, me neither, me neither. When I'm with my church family, I feel so good. Hey, what can get with y'all all the time? Only if I could. I love all of y'all, in my opinion, that's a fact. Picture us fellowshipping house to house like we in the book of Acts. Oh, church on one accord, though they say that opposites attract. I really don't like to leave, be anxious to get back. My gospel fathers and siblings, I love you like that. Let's go and pack. When 2 or 3 together, Lord, we know you in the midst. 2 or 3 together, Lord, we know you in the midst. Look at us getting better, it's so clever what you fix. Look at us getting better, it's so clever what you fix. I love when we together, brethren, get to fellowship. When we together, brethren, get to fellowship. I bet that y'all can tell us it would be like this. I bet that y'all can tell us. Did you know? Me neither, me neither. Me neither, me neither, me neither, me neither. Me neither. 9 sharper 9, if we rusty, make us shine. Love so divine from the brothers of mine. Got a list of sisters, ain't forget you though I miss you. Ain't no issue, stay submissive to the word of God. Understand the Old Testament and the New Testament epistle. Start crying, say the tissue. Virtuous woman, courteous, humble. Without small mouth and then your words when your mama. Start your day off with the Lord before you go to work in the morning. He's worthy of honor. But check this out, y'all. When 2 or 3 together, Lord, we know you in the midst. 2 or 3 together, Lord, we know you in the midst. Look at us getting better, it's so clever what you fix. Look at us getting better, it's so clever what you fix. I love when we together, brethren, get to fellowship. When we together, brethren, get to fellowship. I bet that y'all can tell us it would be like this. I bet that y'all can tell us. Did you know? Me neither, me neither. Me neither. Me neither.
All right, love.
Me neither. Me neither.
With us. I know that song blessed you. Blessed you. And you know how I usually tell y'all these words mean this mean. But the thing is, we are so blessed to have the actual artist. So I love this industry where you can actually reach out and there are real live people who want to tell you about their music. It hasn't got to be, I know we say things have got to be so they're not real people. But the people, there are real people behind this.
When 2 or 3 together, Lord, we know you in the midst.
So, James, let me know what it means.
Look at us getting better, it's so clever what you fix.
Supposed to do.
It's so clever what you fix. I love when we together, brethren, get to fellowship. And together, brethren, get to fellowship. I bet that y'all can tell us it would be like this. I bet that y'all can tell us. Did you know? Me neither, me neither.
But pretty much that song was talking about it.
Me neither.
Like Psalms 133 said, "How good and how pleasant it is to dwell together in unity."
When I'm with my church family, I
it's
feel
real
so
God church.
good.
It's not it's no my man of God fights for us.
What can get with y'all all the time, only if I
no division.
could.
We all really love each other, you know. And if there is an issue
I
that
love
rises,
all of y'all,
it's
in
like
my opinion, that's a
I
fact.
lose some seeds.
yeah, it's it's family.
Picture of us fellowship and house to house, like we in the book of Acts.
That's actually what got me there when I first
Church
been
on
in
one
ministry
accord,
for
though they
years. So
say
as
that
I've
opposites
grown,
attract. I really don't like to be anxious to get back. My gospel fathers and siblings, I love you like that. Let's go and pack. When two or three together, Lord, we know you in the midst. Three together, Lord, we know you in the midst. Look at us getting better, it's so clever what you fix. Look at us getting better, it's so clever what you fix. I love when we together, brethren, get to fellowship. Together, brethren, get to fellowship. I bet that y'all can tell us it would be like this. I bet that y'all can tell us, you know, me neither.
Because right now what's going on about society, me neither.
Nine sharpen nine, if we rusty make a shine. Love so divine from the brothers of mine. Gotta listen, sister, ain't forget you though I miss you. Ain't no issue, stay submissive to the word of God. Understand the Old Testament and the New Testament epistle. Start crying, say the tissue. Virtuous woman, courteous summer. Without my mother, then your words with your mama. Start your day off with you before you go to work in the morning. He's worthy of honor. But check this out, y'all. When two or three together, love, we know you in the midst.
Now, before
Look at us getting better, it's so clever what you fix. Look at us getting better, it's so clever what you fix. I love when we together, brethren, get to fellowship. Together, brethren, get to fellowship. I bet that y'all can tell us it would be like this. I bet that y'all can tell us, you know, me neither.
So, how I came about the gospel music, when I came, when I got baptized, I didn't tell nobody that I rap because of the stereotype. You know, I was 22 at the time, so you know, for years I heard, even when I was doing my other music, I heard people say, "Oh, well, y'all young folks don't want to get a job. Y'all just want to rap and come up and sell mixtapes on the corner." So I was like, I ain't gonna tell nobody I rap. You know, I'm not that type of guy. I do this from my heart. But after a while, you get tired of explaining that to people. So for a while, I did get discouraged. I stopped for a while. One day, my man of God was just preaching. I mean, giving that word.
When two or three together, Lord, we know you in the midst. Together, Lord, we know you in the midst. Look at us getting better, it's so clever what you fix. Look at us getting better, it's so clever what you fix. I love when we together, brethren, get to fellowship. Together, brethren, get to fellowship. I bet that y'all can tell us it would be like this. I bet that y'all can tell us, you know, me neither.
You know that's not the God when the word just flow out. His ministry is flowing. There were several things that you said that we have to be afraid of when we are calling ourselves.
When I'm with my church family, I feel so
judging
good.
people in a stereotype. Like you said, it was getting ready to actually supplement your blessing that God had given you and your gift. Because it didn't fit the stereotype of what we define as church. And I know there are a lot of churches that say they're not going to play rap Christian music, hip hop Christian music, because it's not music by God. But if we get so caught up in limiting God for our own mindset of openness, because it's in the word, make a joyful noise. It can say a particular kind of noise, how you make, long as it's noise to elevate and praise God. And I think we've become so crippled by the word that we do not allow the word to revolve and evolve to the word, not becoming worldly, but evolve into the next generation being able to express themselves. Because God is continually raising a next generation of his mercurial people so that they can reach out to different type of people. Because you in your 20s, I'm old enough to be your mama. And I mean, rap music, I mean, of course, it's different than it was when I was growing up. But the difference is I'm open-minded enough that I can hear God's word. And that's what we have to be as Christians in the church, that we have to be so in tune to God's word that we block out the worldliness that we have perceived in it, that we're not killing our young people. And really, that's funny because it slides right into the next song of yours that we play and talking about that. It's the process. The process. So kind of tell us about what the song, The Process, means and what your process was into that ministry.
Okay. Long story short, well, my process to the ministry, for one, from 2 years old to 11, I was in church. My mom had me young, my mom and dad, but they tried to raise me the right way, and they did. I can honestly say that. We stopped going to church when I was 11. Some things happened, like I was talking about earlier with church. It wasn't the pastor, it was the members. And they were young, and things happened that discouraged my father. And just the saints let him down, you know, and I'm not giving that as an excuse for him not to go to church, because people use that as an excuse. That's no excuse.
Because the word says we got to find fellowship.
Right.
The fellowship you might be going to might not be perfect. You might need to find a new fellowship. Or you need to talk to God how to not be offended, because he might be trying to grow you and mature you in a place that offends you. But we have to realize sometimes the offense is to grow us.
Right. And that's what it was. You know, back then I didn't understand, because I was when we started going to church, because I love church. I used to sing in the choir and everything. And I love Vacation Bible School when I was a kid, all of that. So when I grew up Pentecostal, so hard preaching, that's all I know. I don't know the patty cake, you know, the cookie preaching. I know that hard, heaven to hell, fine, so that's all I know. Them old songs, that's what I grew up on, so that's my heart. But we stopped going when I was 11. From, I could say, on to I was 14, I was trying to hold on and still be the good guy, because that's all I knew. All I knew was church and the right route to go. When I turned 14, that's when I started getting, you know, affiliated with gangs and doing other things. And it was, I won't tell the victimization story like, oh, my mom and dad, it had nothing to do with them. That was my decision. You know, I wanted to fit in and do my own thing, you know. So from 14 to 22, I was in and out of trouble, fighting all the time. Just, you know, just the typical young man stuff, trying to be just somebody I wasn't.
But you know what you just said, 14 to 22 is 8 years between that.
Yeah.
God completed a cycle in you.
Oh, yes.
And started you a whole new beginning.
He sure did.
And that's what we have to recognize. There is a time of numbers, because you had an experience doing those 8 years.
A whole lot.
Yeah, that allows you to be able to do something. So that's a message to everybody out there that's still in 8 years.
Right.
You know, there is something that God is taking you through, that process. That process. Because if you had, like you said, just stayed with church, it probably would have not allowed you to find yourself as a rap artist from that street place, that rough place, to turn around to gospel and worship the way that you do.
Yes, ma'am. That's right. Because I feel like I'm similar to the prodigal son, but also I look at David. You know, he was a man after God's own
heart. All right now.
But at the same time, you know, he had his flaws, but that man was a worshiper. You know, he knew how to get back to God. He was human. You know, he had his flaws. But,
he had his flesh like the rest of us.
Right. But, you know, like, we don't use what I love about my man of God. He never let us use that as an excuse to, you know, be like, oh, God know my heart, and then still sin come. You know, I like where that Holy Ghost bring it to a place where you go, look, man, I can't do this no more. You know, I got to really live holy and righteous. And it was so crazy. To make the story short, when I had got out of jail in 14. I was going to another church. I had a baby that I raised for 3 years that was not my child. But the only reason why I came back to church was because I wanted to teach him the right way and keep him in it. I thought it was over for me because I got baptized when I was 8. So I figured, you know, once you backslide, it's hell, ain't no repenting. It's a wrap. You know,
save some people.
Yeah, I thought it was over with. So one day, I was at the Quick Trip. I had got off of work and I was selling weed on Riverdale Road, doing what I was doing. I can talk about it now.
They can't come pick you up.
But this Sister Joy she happened to be at the Quick Trip. Me and my homeboy was out there selling, doing what we doing, and she just walked up to us. She was like, "Hey, I just want to talk to you." She was like, "God told me to talk to you." I was like, "Man, here go to church for with all this prophesying, all this fake stuff." But
I'm just out here trying to make some money.
Yeah, and you know, I'm really a cool guy. Even when I was out there acting up, I was really a cool guy. I still had a little morals to, you know, but you know, when I met her, it was something about her. She was sincere. I could tell it wasn't just she wasn't just somebody that wanted to prophesy. She didn't do none of it. She just showed love, and that was something I was not used to from a lot of church people. Now, and don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna say I'm not throwing shade on everybody, because I did meet a lot of good women and men of God that had a big impact on my life. And I can't take that for nothing. But
learn the lesson of showing love.
Right. I saw some that showed a lot of love, but I knew the difference because of the love in my past that was shown. So when I got to Heaven's Harvest, when I met Joy, it was times I wouldn't come to church with her. She would come call us, and I didn't want to go. Man, I'm high. Like I'm not finna go to church. You know, high drunk. I just was at the club last night, and she still would.
She came back
constantly. So you know, when I first went to the ministry. But one, I didn't have nowhere to stay. That was another thing. I was homeless. I just had the baby that I thought was mine that wasn't mine. So we were going back and forth to the church. I met my brother in Christ. But before then, I was walking down God Walk and I said, God, I'm going to stop being prideful. I need big brothers. I want a mentor, nothing against my dad or nobody, but I want people that can hear me.
Accountable partner.
Right. And so when I got there, when I first met my man of God, my pastor, I was like, yeah. And I've been to plenty of church for the wrong reason. Sometimes I went to church for women. Sometimes I went just to go. Yeah, for the wrong reason.
But tell the truth now, because save some of your brothers. So we got to jump into that song because we got my sister on the line. Okay. We got to unpack this invisible baggage. Yeah, we got to do that. And I don't want you and your brother in Christ to leave when we get on the line. I want y'all to sit because I want y'all to hear this. I want y'all to hear this. But I want to get into the song, the process, because I want you all young people, even though some of us young in Christ and a little bit older in real life age, we need to understand that there is a process. And like he said, we have to recognize when love is shown.
Oh, yeah.
So let's jump into this song. And when we come back from this song, we're going to hear from my sister. She is a certified life coach. So she is going to breathe life into us tonight. And that's what a coach is supposed to do. It's supposed to actually work you, get you some new muscle strength. So we get ready to get some spiritual muscle strength tonight. And that's right. We're going to get some spiritual muscle strength tonight, where she is getting ready to deliver some of us from some of the chains and the baggage that have been dragging us down that we don't even see. What they say, from the enemy, the seen and unseen things. So she getting ready to deliver us from some of those things that's unseen. So let's hear process, and then y'all don't leave us now. Don't leave us, because I'm telling y'all gonna be blessed. I hadn't even heard it yet, but God told me it's gonna be such a blessing tonight that I'm ready to shout already.
I know it seem hard, but keep waiting on God, be patient. You just going through a process, it's weighing on your mind and your heart. You don't know where to start. For the record, every effort is a progress. If God said he gon' do it, just stick to it and pursue it. He ain't lied yet, so I can't doubt that. Just be still and know I am God, I supply. Just be praising for the things you ain't got, yeah. I never seen the righteous forsaken, or his seed begging bread. All that doubt conversating, planting seeds in your head, like a weed that can spread. He keep on poking like a needle and thread. But we speak life, won't just feast on the dead. And I'm breathing like, yeah, dear Lord, I thank you for life. The me shall inherit the earth while y'all keep banking on stripes. Remember swinging that knife, and I was anxious to fight. All that pain caused the height. Ever shot and missed and got mad, thought you went right. I came from darkness, remove the stain in the light. As we remain in this sight, let them change to you bright, so you can become a beacon. Learn that word and start teaching. I ain't say you a deacon, I'm just technically speaking. Hit the streets and we reach it. Matthew 6 and 33, kingdom of God we be seeking. Diligently seeking, the blessings receive. Don't stress over money, cause all that begging for heaters. Let's go. I know it seem hard, but keep waiting on God, be patient. You just going through a process, it's weighing on your mind and your heart. You don't know where to start. For the record, every effort is a progress. If God said he gon' do it, just stick to it and pursue it. He ain't lied yet, so I can't doubt that. Just be still and know I am God, I supply. Just keep praising for the things you ain't got. Man, my money was so low, y'all, I needed some cash. I'm talking so broke, I needed a cash. What you know about sleeping in your car or bandos, fighting in the wilderness at war like a Rambo. Every other week for the deceased, we lighting candles. Shoot first, ask questions later, so violence the answer. Cause we so caught up in women, won't nobody man up. Children having children struggling cause they ain't playing for it. Between probation and child support, he eventually get tired of court. He found Jesus, his Bible source, and go pick up a raw report. Salvation where I resort, that's my choice and not by force. Married to the gospel, and don't believe in divorce. Even if you start drifting, stay on course. In order to protect little sister, we gotta save young boys and raise young men, and keep them out of the pen, and out of some sin, and build some fathers. I know it seem hard, but keep waiting on God, be patient. You just going through a process, it's weighing on your mind and your heart. You don't know where to start. For the record, every effort is a progress. If God said he gon' do it, just stick to it and pursue it. He ain't lied yet, so I can't doubt that. Just be still and know I am God, I supply. Just be praising for the things you ain't got, yeah. I see you out here trying to survive on your own. You got too much pride, wanna prove that you gone. ain't mad at that, just make sure it's the right move. But drop your pride too, let go and let God move. Isaiah 26:3, he keep you in perfect peace. Who mind is stayed on feet, so trust and believe. That's right, you a winner. Jehovah Nissi will defend you. He never won, you number two. Now get led like a pencil. Even when you're broken, you can't get sharp. The script ain't perfect, just keep writing in the margin. Keep pressing to the mark. Build like Noah, so you protected in your art. Woo. Good God, I felt that spark. Should've faith, I'm still blocking the door.
All right. I hope you all stay connected because y'all getting ready to miss a blessing. Y'all better tag somebody, share somebody, let them know that God is showing up. Well, he's already present, but he getting ready to show out right now. He getting ready to show out with us because I don't know if you all know, in this season, a lot of times when we're talking about this Mother's Day, we have a lot of things that we carry, a lot of animosity that we carry against the women in our lives because they haven't lived up to necessarily the expectations that we feel like they should have. And we have to realize that God's put different people in our lives to do different things. So some of the baggage that we carry during this season is not healthy baggage. So our life coach, and I want to preface that she's a certified life coach. She didn't just jump out and give herself a title. So let me understand that. So she has been trained. She has been working with people. And she is really talking about unpacking invisible baggage. She's going to tell us what that means, how she came up with that. And then she's going to give us some steps on how we can identify it. And which comes off is this song, Talk About Process. I was listening to the words. They talked about, I don't know how I'm going to do it. That's why we're here on the gospel tape station talking about how God is going to help us do this. And we don't know where to start. And the key is God has never lied. So he's going to keep the promise of allowing us to be free of excess baggage that will not allow us in the kingdom. That's why we need to get rid of these bags because they're going to hinder us from walking in the heaven's door. So, and I'm going to make sure please forgive me if I pronounce your name wrong. Krisnatha, right? Krisnatha?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, because I know people call me some of everything when they see my name, even though I think it's real simple. But Krisnatha, she is here to bless us this evening. So start off telling us what unpacking visible baggage is.
Okay, no problem. Thank you so much for having me. Unpacking invisible baggage is letting go of the things that are weighty, the things that you are holding on to that are weighing you down. Baggage is usually when we see that or talk about baggage, we think about things about other people usually that we can see. For instance, if someone got a divorce, so we might say that person has baggage. If they're going through financial hardship, we may say that person has baggage. Some people may look at other people's children as baggage, but we know children are blessings. So things that you can see. But invisible baggage is the weighty things that we cannot see. For instance, emotional trauma, childhood trauma, guilt, shame, unforgiveness. And these are just a few things that really weigh us down in terms of our emotional health, our spiritual health, that nobody knows that we are walking around completely hurt, distraught. We're just basically broken, but no one can see it because we can put on a smile and kind of live a facade, basically.
So how are you going to tell the listeners some good steps in order to get rid of that facade, and how to relieve ourselves of some of that baggage? And I know we have a lot of health issues because we carry around invisible baggage, because we put, like you say, put on that facade, put on that persona. I know stress is one of those things that we carry around. And a lot of people will say, oh, you live a stress-free life because they see you smiling and laughing. They don't understand behind closed doors that you got an ulcer, or that you got migraines every day and those different things that you smile through. So what are some steps that we can take in this life to help us identify that hidden baggage that we sometimes can't address?
Okay, that's a great question, Courtney. I actually came up with an acronym for the word CORE. That's CORE. 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 The first letter C is for confronting your past. The first thing you want to do when you're unpacking your invisible baggage is confronting your past. And the reason why that is so important is that your past has a way of trying to show itself, come up in the future, and to try to basically deter you from what you're trying to accomplish, whether there's some shame attached to something you've done, some guilt attached, right? And some things that people don't know, maybe some secrets. And so your past is a way of trying to come up and hinder you from where you're headed. And so what you want to do is get ahead of it and say, you know what, that did happen. I'm acknowledging that that happened. I'm owning to everything that took place. And it no longer controls my life. Because once you do that, there is nothing else left for anyone to say. Right? If I can say, listen, I was a hot mess. Right? I did take that decision. But God is good. He's faithful. And now my life is a walking testimony. What can someone say about that? I've already put it out there. You have nothing else to gossip about, right? And so another thing about confronting our past is that there are some things that sometimes are left undealt with. There is a saying that I disagree with that says, time heals all wounds.
Yes.
I strongly disagree with that. I believe that you have to confront what has happened for you to start your healing process.
Yes.
And the reason why I can talk about that specifically is because as a little girl, as a teenager, I had an eating disorder. There was a lot of shame attached to that. I didn't think I was skinny enough. I didn't think I was pretty enough. But even beyond that, at 7 years old, I was molested by a neighbor. And so I buried this experience for 18 years. So I was 25 years old, and I realized that trauma was showing up in my life in bad relationships, bad choices, and so on. And so I had to confront it, go to the root of where this came from, deal with, really trying to forgive myself for feeling guilty for some reason, and then working on forgiving this person who hurt me. And then also telling people and telling my family what happened. And so once I go through that process, I'm now able to share that as a testimony, as a victorious situation. And so it no longer holds me hostage. So that's an example of confronting my past. The next letter in the acronym CORE is O. And O is for operating in your strength. So many times we focus on the things we're not good at doing. I know for sure I am not good at everything. And I completely accept it. What I am good at doing, I can focus on it. I can invest in that area. I can learn more about it. And I can really learn how to craft that talent better. For instance, I realized that I was an okay writer a couple years ago. And so I decided to take creative writing courses. I hired a writing coach. And now I'm the author of 2 books and currently working on my 3rd. I also saw that I had a desire and a love for speaking to people. And so I took courses and classes to help me to speak better, to project my voice, working on using different type of vocabulary. And so I invested time, resources, and effort in those areas. And I also realized that I was really good at helping people accomplish their goals. And so I became certified as a life coach, and now I get to do that as a career. And so I want to encourage everyone listening to focus on the things that are your strengths. Don't beat yourself up for the things that you're not good at. And whatever you can't do, hire someone who can. And so for the R in CORE, the R stands for removing the junk out of your life.
Say it again, remove the what?
Remove the junk out of your life.
Junk, okay.
Yes, get rid of it. So I want to encourage everyone listening it's springtime, so I want to encourage you to do some decluttering in your life. What's not working? What have you been dragging along year after year, season after season? It is time to clean house. Is it people that no longer serve you? See, there's some people that can harbor where you are. But we want to focus on people that can accommodate where we're headed. So we want to focus on, does this person, do these habits, does this moment, does this decision look like my past, or does it look like my future? Because if you look like my past, I don't want it.
Right.
Right? You focus on what looks like my future. Some things that we go back to because they're familiar, but it doesn't mean that it's good. So I encourage everybody to take a step forward, do something afraid, and make decisions based on where you're headed. Remove the junk. Sometimes the junk can be your stinking thinking, your bad habits, or it can just be you being lazy, if we can be honest. It's time to do the work. Yes, it's time to do the work. We have big goals and big visions. Those habits have to change. It's going to take more than a prayer. Okay, so remove the junk out of your life. And get around some people that's going to push you forward. The E for core is evaluate your heart. Evaluate your heart. This is so important in unpacking your baggage, because I don't know about you, but I have done the right things in my life for the wrong reasons.
Okay.
And because of that, I didn't get the results that I wanted because my heart wasn't right. And it's so important in this walk, especially being believers, to make sure that we do heart checks all the time. Christianity is a matter of the heart. It truly is. And so we want to make sure that we're constantly checking our heart. I do something, and I encourage everyone to try it. I am very intentional about becoming and continuing to be self-aware. And so I constantly ask myself when I feel a different emotion, I don't necessarily shift the blame to someone else. I quickly ask myself, why do I feel the way that I feel? And I start to really evaluate, why am I hurt in this moment? Why am I uncomfortable? Why am I upset? Why am I anxious? And so I start to really dig in and say, where is this coming from? This has nothing to do with this situation in front of me. This has everything to do with what happened when I was 7. And so I need to start looking back there. And so I encourage people to evaluate your heart, to also work on forgiveness. I know we hear this a lot, but forgiveness is key. There are so many times we want more, but we don't remember to do the last thing that God asked us to do. We got to forgive. We got to move on with a fresh start. And it's not for the person. See, I thought the man who molested me, I was going to hold him hostage by not forgiving him. What I didn't realize, I was hurting myself for so long. And so I wanted to be free. I wanted to live a full life. I wanted to move forward. I want to one day have a positive and a loving marriage without me thinking my husband's trying to sabotage or manipulate me, right? So I had to get my mind right. And I had to start by forgiving. And so evaluate your heart and do heart checks constantly. And so once again, core is for confronting the past, operating in your strength, removing all of the junk out of your life, and evaluating your heart. So that is just one acronym that can truly help you begin to unpack your baggage.
Yeah, I like that acronym, CORE. Because if we think about core, and I'm thinking about my husband, even though he stepped out the studio for a moment, I know he can still hear me. When I think about core, I think about how he loves to work out, and your core has to be strong enough to support anything that you do, because otherwise you're continually damaging your core and you can't do any of the other exercises. So getting our core, like you say, that acronym, getting the core in our life strong enough so that our Christian walk in other areas of our lives are filtered through our core and stand on our core and be pulled and held up by our core. I love that you said some things that I want to make sure our listeners heard. Know your history. Don't live in your history, but know your history. Acknowledge it. Don't accept it as your present, but know your history. It's like knowing God's word, knowing God's promises, knowing what people did was wrong so that we don't follow those same steps. Knowledge, and it says in there, people perish because of lack of knowledge. And that is where we perish, because we don't want to know about the past. don't want to confront it. We don't want to deal with it. And we definitely don't want nobody else to throw it up in our face. But like you said,
right.
we acknowledge it. Nobody else can throw it back on us. And operate.
And also, Courtney, if I can just add one more thing. The goal is to live as the default version of ourselves. The version of ourselves before we were hurt, before we were disappointed, before we wanted to be in control, right? That's the goal of getting to the core. How can I become or get back to the default version of myself? The me that God created before I was ever disappointed or hurt. And that is the goal of getting to the core.
The reset, the refresh. I like that. So I want everybody, and first of all, tell us how to reach you, connect with you. How can we get a life coaching session so we can get our core in order?
Awesome. I am on all social media platforms at Chris Natha, ChrisNatha, and you can also get a session with me. It's a complimentary discovery call to see if we're a good fit to work together on www.imamasterpiece.com.
I'm a masterpiece. Ain't that wonderful? Yes, indeed. God created us to be a masterpiece. But I want to make sure, if y'all heard the HHM, my brother James Smoot was talking about, is Heaven's Harvest Ministry, Pastor Thomas A. Pulliam. Because there's always somebody who's looking for a church home. Always somebody looking for a church home. And when you're looking for a church home, you are looking for a church family. So Heaven's Harvest Ministry, that's 6345 Powers Ferry Road, Atlanta, Georgia. And I know if you ain't not in Georgia, that's probably not the place you're going to go. But they might have some way you can connect with them live, electronically. And you know that we're at that point of the show that I know I'm going to get my husband up. He's going to touch me and we are going to agree in prayer this evening. He's moving real slow, but he can bring his hand over here so we can pray. Go ahead and add something while he walking slow.
Also, if anybody want to reach out to our church, our website is www.hhmj3c.com.
I'll put all these links. Chris Natha is going to send me her links. We're going to put your links. We're going to put the SoundCloud on them because I don't want anybody to say, oh, I didn't write it down. I didn't get it. I didn't know how to get y'all. We not all of that. We're going to get rid of everybody's baggage. But I don't want, I promised there were some things that were going to happen in this show, and I was going to close us out in prayer tonight because the enemy has a way of slipping in when you're talking about God's word, and he want to beat us up after we hear God's word, so that we can close the door behind the enemy so there's no room for him to get in. All right, sweetie. I know you don't want to do camera with me, but you can at least give me your hand. Heavenly Father, as always, we come to you in thanksgiving. God, as we touch on the airwaves, we touch in the spirit. As you said, one or two of us come together, you are there. God, it is a multitude of us here in your presence, wanting to know what you have for us. But God, as we start off tonight, we are going to search ourselves. We're going to search ourselves. We're going to find the seeds within us that we do not want to actually produce bad fruit in our lives. Because we produce that fruit and we continue to eat it, we continue to serve it to other people, and we do not want to do that, Lord. So go within us, uproot any seed that is bad. God, we know that's going to cause us to have change. God, we know, God, that it's going to take us on a path that we have to learn ourselves. But God, make us so open to your word, open to your people that you put in place before us, that you will remove anything that we cannot see in us. You will place people around us that can help us identify the things that are hindering us and hurting us. God, we need you to raise people who tell us stuff in love, not just be accountable to us, but people who tell us stuff in love, tell us stuff in the word and love, God, because that is what is going to save the generation that is need. They need love, Father God. Let us be a people of love. Let us be a people who are striving and wanting to be more like you. For the people who are listening in this line tonight, God is getting ready to do a miraculous thing, a miraculous change. But you got to be willing to be obedient. You got to be willing to go through the process. You got to be willing to let go of whatever that is holding you from walking along the path that God has set out before you. Have the strength to hear his word, not just hear it, but be doers and be obedient. In the name of Jesus, we pray. Amen. Amen. Thank you, Ms. Chris Natha. Thank you, James, for actually coming into the studio. And definitely thank you for your brother for joining us here. And we are rolling out because we still have a lady coming behind us. She is talking about healing You know, that's the beautiful thing. After you get that proper relationship and alignment, you got to make sure you're staying healthy and whole. And that's what the next show is about, healing, becoming a whole person. So if you all on the line, don't go away. Stay on the line to hear her talk about staying whole and being a healing and happy person. So I love you all. And next week, we got a 2-hour special show because we are celebrating what God has done for us. We have made it to our 2nd anniversary and has allowed us to stretch the show for 2 hours and do a celebration. So you all tune in because it is going to be some fabulous things. We're going to have a worship party that we might actually make some things transition in this world. We're going to be shouting so much. And we're going to have a different kind of party. So y'all join us, whether it's virtual or in the studio, but definitely show up in the spirit. So see you all next Tuesday.